Hi everyone, and welcome in this new video of soul therapy with myself, Siam, hypnotherapist, and also studying the science of the human behavior and the brain. So in today's video, I would like to talk about a topic that a lot of my clients ask me about. It's the fear of the rejection, which actually is linked with the fear of the judgment and the fear of the failure. So stay with me until the end of the video because I'm gonna teach you a little bit why it happened to us and also how to overcome this fear to be more confident in your life and to be more successful. So according to an American study, we can see that one of the biggest fear of the human being is public speaking, even before death, which doesn't really make sense. But when you dig a little bit deeper, you will understand that it does. So what is really the fear of public speaking? It's not about being on the stage. It's more about like being judged from the audience, from other people, that people is going to be like critical about you and might reject you about your opinion or what you are saying, or maybe your look, the way you speak. So you got to understand, where does it come from, this fear for the rejection? Because this is something that is very deep rooted inside us, and we all have this fear, and it's unconscious, and it comes from the way we evolve, the way like human being evolved through the age. Because when we were living in the wild, when we were living in a tribe, like we learn how to survive with the group. And you have to understand that the logic behind that is, the bigger the group is and the bigger chance you have to survive, which makes sense. It's really easy to understand. So for the brain, what is the meaning of that is like, if you've been rejected from your community, from a group, you have to live alone, and it's going to be very hard for you to survive. So it's almost like if being rejected at this time, it was like equal to death. And even in our days, in our society, you can see that actually reject someone, it's like a real punishment. That's the way, if I can say, to conform people. When people don't do what the community or the society or whatever the family wants, like people gonna reject them, So even in our day, we have like this natural way of behaving in rejecting people to punish them. So that's why also for us it's very painful when we get rejected. For us, it's something intolerable. So you understand a little bit more why we behave like that and why we have this longing to belong to a community, to the group, to be accepted from other people. And also something very important is like your brain is going to react to that. So for example, let's say people, start to please you, to reward you, and you feel accepted from those people. Your brain is going to release some hormones like dopamine, which is like the hormone that you get when something is good, and it's going to make you feel good inside. But in the opposite way, when you're going to be rejected, your brain is going to react in releasing like some hormones that is very similar to the physical pain. So you have to understand that for the brain, it's actually a real pain when you get rejected, and that's why it hurts so much. And that, when you've been rejected, you can feel it on the physical plane. So now that you understand a little bit more about where does it come from and why we have like this fear of rejection, let's try to find a way to overcome this fear and to be able, to be more confident about us and feel better in our life. The first tip is about just to acknowledge that it's completely fine and completely normal to feel this fear. And 100% of the people actually have the same fear than you. So you're not different, but when at the moment you're going to make understand to your mind that it's okay to being rejected, because we're not living in a tribe anymore, so we don't need that much people to survive. The second tip is, don't take it personally, because there's 1,000 reasons why like people can reject you, and sometimes it's not even your fault. It can be like some problem that they have with themselves, it can be problem that they have with the family, it can be like a lot of different reasons. And even though it's about you, that's okay. It's just an opinion of one person. It doesn't define you. You're not a loser because somebody rejects you. It's just that it doesn't match. So you're gonna make a match like somewhere else, and you shouldn't like take it personally. The third tip is about stop comparing yourself to other people's life. Because and especially in all day with all the social media, we tend to compare ourselves about like those people are more popular, or they have more like, or there are more comment, or whatever. But understand that being popular doesn't mean necessarily that you are happy. You never know what is really in the life of people, and it's very different what they can show you from the outside than what is really inside them. So just stay focused on your life and what is your goal. That's the most important. The fourth one is about just get used to it. So you're gonna ask me, how is that possible? Just go in some situation that that you're gonna be rejected, and that's okay. The more you're gonna practice it, the more you're gonna challenge yourself and do some stuff even though that you're gonna fail. That's okay. Just get used to the feeling to fail and to be rejected, because there's nothing wrong actually, and your mind work with what he knows. So the more it's going to be used to the rejection or to the failure, the more you're going to feel okay with that, because you're going to see that you survive one time, two times, and again and again. And at some point, it's just about make the unfamiliar familiar for your mind. And you can understand that most of the successful people actually are people who failed so many times and who has been rejecting so many times. So don't fear to be rejected and get used to it. So the fifth tip is about do something creative, or like do some kind of physical activities. It can be anything. It can be art, it can be music, it can be sport, it can be yoga. Whatever challenge you, something new, something that gonna put you out from your comfort zone. Because what is gonna teach you is gonna teach your mind actually to fail. Like I said it, get used to it. And the more you're going to practice, also you're going to see that at some point you're going to struggle, but you're going to succeed at some point. And you're going to teach your brain also to get some reward, and you're going to build some confidence about yourself, and that's the most important. So the last tip that I want to give you is just a small exercise that I like to give to my clients in order to help them to overcome this fear of a failure or a rejection. So what you're going to do, you're going to take a sheet of paper, and you can do it at home. It takes just a few minutes. You're going to write down anything that you would like to do to achieve right now in your life. It can be anything. It can be a new project, a new investment, it can be a new job, new career. It can even be like, okay, you want to ask somebody to go out with you. It doesn't matter. When you write down this, I want you to go on the next line. And on the left side, I want you to put the better scenario that can happen in case everything happened the way you want. And on the right side, you're gonna write the worst scenario that can happen. And for this worst scenario, I want you to just embrace this scenario and accept this scenario, and just think that, okay, if it's gonna happen, I can still make it. And think about a positive way to go after that, because there is always like a way to be resilient and to overcome any situation. But you need to think about it. It might be, okay, I'm gonna lose some money, and after that think about, yeah, but still I'm gonna still be able to make it. Or it can be like, this person is gonna say no, and your life is still going on, and you're gonna just teach your brain to get used to the worst scenario and to accept it. And because also you're going to give to your brain like a positive outcome from it, to say, even though it happened bad, I'm still going to make it. You're going to just like give security to your mind, and that's how you're going to be resilient. Because you got to understand that it's always the resistance that cause all the pain and all the fear. At the moment that you accept the situation, you will never suffer. And the last thing that I want to share also about that is like, actually we all the time imagine the worst case, but worst case never ever happen when you follow your intuition, when you follow really what you want to do. It always happen, if I can say, when you resist to what you are meant to be. And that's a very important message that I want to give you, because I promise, at the moment that you follow really what is meant for you, worst case will never happen to you. So with that, I really hope it will help you. that now you're gonna find the way to overcome this fear and to be more successful in your life and to do everything that makes you happy. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoy, and like usually, if you learn some new stuff, please put a thumbs up, share the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.